Welcome you all for data structures class. Yesterday class we discussed about doubly linked list. So we discussed about definition of doubly linked list, and we also discussed about various operations we can perform on doubly linked list with a suitable example and accessory algorithm. In yesterday class we discussed, and today we are going to discuss about another data structure which is called as circular linked list. And circular linked list is also another type of linked list. So here the circular linked list, the last node contains the pointer to the first node of the list. Okay, so there is no place to indicate this list will get end. Okay, so there is no place for store the null value in circular linked list, because last node next field will point the address of the first node. Okay, so that it will make the circular type of link. Okay, so the last node will be followed by the followed by the first node. So it's called as circular linked list. And and circular linked list can be implemented with or without headers. Okay, because here we cannot predict where the list will be start and where the list will be end. Okay, so that the circular linked list can be implemented with or without header. Okay, there is one. And one of the important thing is the circular linked list classified in two types. One is singly linked circular list, another is doubly linked circular list. Okay, so we already discussed about singly linked list and doubly linked list. The same thing, the same thing will be following, but we are going to apply the circular concept. There is a difference between those things. And one more thing is circular linked list has no beginning and no end. Okay, so that you cannot predict where the list is going to start and where the list is going to end. Okay, so that it has no beginning and no end. And circular linked lists are widely used in operating system for task maintenance. Okay, this is the current application for the circular linked list. Okay, practical application. So in operating system we have to maintain various tasks, and which one of the tasks has to perform first, and which one of the tasks have to follow, and there will be a service time also is there. Okay, if the service time is not completed, then it will be incurred again. Okay, at that time we can perform the circular linked list. Okay, so based on the classification, so initially we are going to discuss about a singly linked circular list. Okay, and singly linked circular list is here linked list in which the last node of the list points to the first node. Okay, that is the same thing. So this diagram depicts the singly linked circular list. So in this linked list there are 7 elements are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is the last node, but last node address field does not contain the null value. So instead of that null value, it points the address of this first node. So in this list, the first node is node 1, so that the address will be placed at the address field of node 7. That's why it's called a singly circular linked list. And here also the traversing will be possible from one end alone. Okay, so you can perform the from forward to backward traversal, but you cannot perform the backward to forward direction. Okay, there is the general representation of circular linked list. And next is, so whenever you are going to discuss about list, then obviously it will come under the operations. So what are the operations you can perform on the circular linked list? Okay, so usually in circular linked list we can perform two operations. One is insertion, another one is deletion. So insertion also having two cases. So insertion at the beginning or insertion at the end of the circular linked list. The same cases will be followed for the deletion operation also. Okay, so hereafter we are going to discuss about the operations one by one. So first one is insertion operation. So insertion operation is nothing but be a quite difficult task because you have to identify where the memory is getting free, and if the memory is not free, you have to create the memory. You have to create the memory by using the memory allocation, and if the new node is not equal to null means the list is already existing. Okay, new node is null means you have to create the new node. Okay, and as usually you have to make some of the pointer alteration. Okay, you can perform the insertion operation, and we will discuss about the thing by using this below example. So in this initially before insertion, so before insertion this node contains 7 elements, 1 7 3 4 2 6 5. So it contains 7 elements. So I am going to insert the element 9. Okay, so where you are going to perform the insertion, I am going to perform the insertion at first. Okay, so the 9 will be placed at first, and you have to make only one change. It's just nothing but you have to change the address of address field of node 5. Okay, initially address field of node 5 will point the address of 1, but after insertion of 9, address field of 5 should point the address of element 9. There is the one thing you have to make change, so that you can easily insert the element 9 in the existing circular linked list. Okay, that is called as insertion first. Next one is deletion at first. And deletion operation is also one of the quite simple operation. You have to make the deletion. Okay, once you delete the operation, you have to make some of the changes in the pointer field. Okay, in the deletion operation, for example, so this node usually contain 7 fields. Here I am going to delete the element 1. Okay, if 5 once has been deleted means just you have to change the address field of 5. You have the last 5 the element address field now should point the address of node 7. Okay, there is the one change you have to made, so that you can perform the deletion operation. Okay, so that's all about the things about simply circular linked list. Okay, and next we are going to start about circular doubly linked list. Circular doubly linked list. In circular doubly linked list are a circular two-way linked list. Okay, in previous one is one-way linked list, but this is also known as the circular two-way linked list, which contain pointer to the next field as well as the previous one. That's why it's called as two-way. Because whenever you hear the word about doubly linked list, automatically it having two pointers. One is forward pointer and another one is backward pointer. Okay, that's why it's automatically called as circular two-way linked list. Okay, so you can travel both the direction from forward to backward and backward to forward. That's the thing. And next one is the circular doubly linked list does not contain null. Okay, so obviously some circular linked list does not contain any null value. Okay, that's why it does not contain null and in the previous field of the first node and next field of the last node. So basically you have to store the null value in two places in doubly linked list. One place is previous field of the first node and next field of the last node, but here there is no need for the null value. Okay, rather the next field of the last node store the address of the first node of the list. Okay, so instead of null value you have to store the next field of the last store the address of the first node, and previous field of the first field obviously store the address of the last node. Okay, that is the general things about circular doubly linked. Okay, and this is the pictorial representation for the circular doubly linked list. Okay, in circular doubly linked list also we can perform the insertion operation and deletion operation. It will be quite a tough task because you have to check two concepts. One is the first it should satisfy the doubly linked list, and it also satisfy the circular list, so that when you compare to the previous operations, in the operations in circular doubly linked list quite a tough task, because you have to make two pointers you have to change, because if the pointers cannot be changed properly, then it leads to some errors. Okay, so that whenever you are going to perform, you have to be very careful when you are going to change the pointer. Okay, for example, so here initially this node contains 6 value. I am going to insert the node 10 in the address and node address is 700, and I am going to insert this node 10 in the at first. Okay, at first means usually you have to make only one change. Okay, that will be more than enough, because last node address you have to change the first node address. Okay, that is the one change you have to make. Okay, so that you have to make too many pointer changes, you have to do very carefully. Okay, that is the thing about insertion operation. And when you come to deletion, and in deletion operation I am going to perform the last node. Here in this list the last node has been 9. I am going to delete the element 9. So whenever I am going to perform the deletion operation, so 9 node, if the 9 node has been deleted, where you have to make the change, you have to make the change in the first node backward link. Okay, I mean first node, node number 1 has backward previous, before deletion it has 600, after deletion it has 5. Okay, that is the one thing you have to check, make the change. That is the very important thing about the circular doubly linked list. Okay, so whenever you are going to compare single linked list, very quite simple. Doubly linked list little bit tougher because it has 2 pointers, and when you come to circular doubly linked list it will be quite tough because you have to satisfy the doubly linked list concept, and also you have to implement the circular linked list also. So that it will be quite a task when you compare to the other linked list. Okay, and that's the things about the linked list. And applications of linked list will be broadly there are 3 applications are there. One is polynomial ADT, another one is radix sort, another one is multisort. Okay, so this is the major category of applications of linked list. Okay, so that's all about today class. In today class we start with circular linked list. In circular linked list there will be no start point and there will be no end point, because the last node will be followed by the first node. That's why it's called as circular linked list. And there is no work for null value here, because each and every address field contains some address point. That's why. And the circular linked list can be classified into 2 types as usual. Singly circular linked list, another one is doubly circular linked list. In singly circular list you can perform the one-way traversal. When you come to doubly circular linked list, you have to perform the 2-way traversal. Okay, there is a thing. And in singly linked list and doubly circular linked list we can also obviously we can perform insertion and deletion operation in various cases, and everything we discuss about with algorithm and with examples. Okay, and in tomorrow class we will discuss about various applications of linked list. Thank you.